So there must have been moments where hope seemed distant. Can you share a time when you were trusting God and you felt that it was very hard and you found, a way back to Him? Because I know, when you're going through trials and difficult challenges, sometimes you feel like God is not there.
Right. I can remember a particular time. There's a woman in my life who was very pivotal, also, that was a part of my church, who she's actually like a counselor at our church. That's her ministry. And she specializes in like family relationships, with husbands and wives and grief and things like that. But she was a friend first, and she's a bit older, so I've always kind of looked up to her and as a bit of a mentor. And she knew that I struggled with, like I said, I grew up in a family that was very negative, and they focused on like the what ifs and shoulda, coulda, wouldas and things like that. So I was home with a newborn and a 2-year old when my son was going through his treatment. So my husband was the one that always took my son, our oldest, to all of the doctor's appointments. And I still to this day, I carry a lot of guilt that I couldn't be there for my son. Mama should have been by his side and holding his hand and going through that with him. But I had two little ones at home that needed me. My youngest was born 2 weeks after he was diagnosed. So I'm full-time breastfeeding, all in the motherhood stuff. And every time that they would go to the hospital, my brain would everything would spiral because I'm thinking, what if he doesn't come out of anesthesia? What if there's very, very strong drugs that they give these kids that have such horrible side effects that they have to be monitored and they have to be on an IV the entire time to flush it out because it is so incredibly toxic. And there are side effects pages long for these drugs. And I'm like, what if he has a reaction? They've warned us about this medication. What if? And I had expressed this concern because I would literally be pacing the house, just crying, holding my baby. Postpartum hormones are raging. Things, are already tough because I have a newborn and a 2-year old. And so I had expressed these fears to my friend that was the mentor at the church. And she was like, you just need to like scream it out to God. Just scream it out. And I was driving in the car one day and I was praying, but I was literally screaming to God to please protect my son, get him through this. I was like telling the enemy that you're not allowed in my family, you're not allowed in my head. Like you need to go away. You have no power over me, you have no power over my son, and we're not going to have anything to do with you.